Man is always looking for answers, answers beyond our existence. I just saw a special the other day on some of the probes that we sent out off to the different planets. We're always looking to see if there's other life. We're always looking to see how far this great expanse actually expands. Is there an end to the universe? We're always looking to find all these great questions. And in my opinion, I think that while science is doing all of this, there's a little bit inside of every scientist, even the most agnostic of them, is hoping to see evidence and proof of life somewhere else, or maybe even the proof of a God out there.
Yes, and even though there are many scientists, we find that in this society, there's a lot of do-it-yourself. So man takes it into his own hands to go out and to look and see at some of the things that they might be able to explain for themselves. And with so much information out there, I mean, we have the internet that has opened up ways for people to find home remedies, and they fix it yourself at your home. You don't need to go to the doctor. You don't need to go to the mechanic. You find everything online. You know, people pay a lot of money. You know, fortune tellers are becoming even more and more popular because people want to know. They are so curious about their existence, and not just about their today, but how to make tomorrow better, or how will they reach the destiny that they so feel inside that is theirs.
You know, and globalization is making this great big world seem very small because of things like the internet, because of cell phones and access and books and all of the information. It automatically feels like the world is so small. I mean, my father's in Florida, you know, and I see him once a week. How? Well, we video chat. And all of a sudden, the distance between us is about 2,000 miles is gone. I can see my mom, I can see my dad right on my computer screen, and all that distance is gone. Globalization makes it easy to have everything at once, quick, fast, in a hurry. I mean, you could be getting ready to go out today, Sunday afternoon, and you could be wearing shoes from Italy. You know, your dress from France, and you can be wearing your top made in Hong Kong, whatever it is that you have. But all of this stuff is been being brought to you by globalization. You can get everything from anywhere fast. It can deliver within 5 business days, and you can have it. And so folks are almost prone to having everything answered quick. And some folks go to church for a week or a month, even a year, and they find that they don't see the answers. And so maybe they give up because they're so used to just finding everything quick. And when they find that sometimes a process is a little bit better, sometimes the journey in discovery is what makes the end result all that much more worth it. I mean, if we're talking about getting, you know, shoes and pants from all of these places, if you go to a tailor, it might take a little bit longer.
And cost a little bit more.
It costs a little bit more, but they're
it's
going to
gonna be
measure
worth it.
something to you exactly. That's what I call the authenticity of the process. And when you take time to respect the process, what I'm telling you is, Valerie and I might not be able to answer this great question for you today. What I hope, like always, is that we start this conversation, but that you wouldn't just say, you know what, I'm not convinced. There's no God. And then you just flip to ESPN or something. You know, the idea is that maybe you can respect the fact that there's going to be a journey in this process. And while I've been serving God all my life, I'm still in a journey.
Yes, and it seems so easy, all these things. It's easy to acquire all these things, but there is a great complexity in the science that provided us the availability of these things. Just like with God. God is a complex God, but there are some things that have made us believe in God a little bit easier. If you just look at some of the things that, like nature, for example, or the planet, we have planet Earth, which is perfectly made. I mean, is the only place equipped with an atmosphere with gases and that can sustain plants and animal and human life. This Earth is the only place that can actually do all these things. And if you think about it, it's been provided for us, just like internet and all that stuff. And we take it for granted because we live in it, and everything seems so simple. Just go to a tree and grab whatever fruit you want and eat it and enjoy it. Just like you can go to the internet and find the information that you're looking for. But somebody did the work.
You know, and the more that we experience, the more that we study, the more that we look at it, it almost looks like all of this was by design. And it's hard to believe that all of this is just happenstance. That, you know, one of my favorite shows on TV, I don't know if I can say it, it's The Big Bang Theory. It's funny because they're so bright, and the conversation's so stimulating, and they're scientists, you know, that believe in evolution. They don't give any space to God. But it's humorous for me to see people trying so hard to prove something, you know, and you might say, hey, Pastor, you're sitting there trying to do the same thing. Well, in a way, I'm trying to have a conversation with you to try to get you to look at the facts. God kind of worked it out so that even the elements he left here for us would be kind of hints that there is a reality. There is a God. Look at water. Water is you know, colorless, odorless, has no taste, yet without it, nothing that's alive can live.
And it's great because even in the ocean, in the very cold places of the world, it begins to freeze from the top to the bottom, so that the fish that are in the ocean might be able to survive even though the water is at a freezing temperature.
It's as if somebody designed it that way. You would think. I mean, the Earth rotates at a perfect axis around the sun. The moon rotates around the Earth, causing and controlling what many believe are the tides and the waves. You know, but all of it works in absolute perfection. And it's more than just the gravitational pull.
And the human mind is constantly trying to understand it, but whether we understand it or not is going to continue to do what it's been created to do.
You know, and then you think about how God wants to take care of his trees and his plants and his, you know, so the water in the ocean and the lakes all evaporate, and we have this wonderful process of condensation. All the water comes up, all the salt stays behind, the clouds grab them, move them over to where and that's where all the trees get their water, and all the animals get there, and it's like somebody designed it.
Yes, it's definitely perfectly designed, better than any one of us could probably imagine. Even scientists who have gone years and years of studies are still trying to figure out the complexity of how everything works.
Yeah, that's right. And the human brain simultaneously is able to take in all of this information and process it faster than any Macintosh or any Apple or any PC could. I mean, the brain takes a look at colors and objects that you see, temperature and pressure, and the feet between you and the door, and you can do all of this stuff. And it was like if it were a computer, you'd see all the things happening in the screen, but the brain and the mind work together. The brain is a finite thing. The brain has amount of weight, and the brain has a certain amount of depth and space, but the mind goes deeper. There is no depth to the mind. The mind is connected to the soul, and that's where it starts to go deeper from where I am just a brain. There's something deeper. My mind connects to my emotions, and that's where when I'm able to say, I know it in my heart. You've heard that people say that.
Yes.
It's because your mind goes deeper than your brain, and you can actually feel your thoughts because your mind runs deep. Your mind is connected to your spirit, and that's what's connected to the eternal, everlasting God.
And at the same time, it keeps track of all the ongoing functions of your body, like your breathing patterns, the eyelid movements, hunger. We all know that, you know, if we go a couple of hours without getting a little snacks, our stomach starts speaking right back to us. You know, the movement in our muscles and in our hands. You know, the brain functions are different. It's different than any other organ. There is an intelligence to it, and an ability to reason. And as you said previously, it controls our emotions and our thoughts. Unlike a computer that can process a lot of information, this affects a lot more than just the information that we receive, but it allows us to process it and produce feelings out of the information that we have received. It gives us the ability to be able to dream about things and to plan ahead of time, and to take action and to relate to one another.
Yep. What we want you to do is we want you to be able to if you're watching us online, go over to our Facebook page. It's Hope with the dots in between, and it's Hope TV. Right on Facebook, become a fan, and leave us a comment. Or if you're watching right on YouTube, you can write a comment and it'll go directly to us. We want to hear what you're thinking about what we're talking about. Right now, I'm just going to play a short little video for you about God and how wonderful He is, and we'll be back in just a few seconds.